Hey guys, it's Heather, and I thought I'd pick up the camera and vlog a little bit today and show you some changes that we've made here in the house over the last few weeks. So if you follow me on Instagram or whatever, I had made a Dexter. I just turned the camera on. I haven't done it in a month. I had posted about my flooring. I have 3 large dogs. I mean, Indigo is 55 pounds, but Dexter's close to 100, and Jax is about 72. And they run through my house, and they are hard on my floors. Now, they're not a lot on the furniture. They're still spoiled rotten. They're just not a lot on the furniture. But they had destroyed my floors. And what I had before was a hardwood, like an engineered hardwood, where the top of it, like half or whatever it was real hardwood floors, but an engineered underneath. And we had them installed 10 years ago now. So we built our house 10 years ago. We moved in December 28th of 2013. And so those floors were not quite 10 years old. When we moved in, we just had Annie, who was about 35 pounds, and she was not a rough and tough. You know, she didn't, running through the house, getting sideways, chasing somebody. It's just, she was an older dog. We also had carpet put in upstairs and then in the 2 bedrooms on the main level. Then the bathrooms have tile, and that didn't change. But we didn't do anything with the upstairs. The upstairs stayed exactly the same because the dogs are mainly down here. But we had... Actually, it's kind of funny how this happened. I kept mopping the floors, and I'd end up with a magic eraser trying to get the dirt marks out of the scratches, especially by the back door and the garage door where we go out with the dogs regularly, but even in the living room, because they would chase each other in circles and get sideways and scratch the floors up, and then the dirt settles in those lines. And so I'm on my hands and knees scrubbing the dirt out of the floor. Well, maybe a month or so ago, Adam was helping me do some mopping. He says, well, I can't get these floors clean. I said, well, no, you have to get on the floor with either a toothbrush or a magic eraser. And he's like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah. He's like, we might need new floors. So we had talked about it a little bit, and we decided to not go with hardwood because it would only be a matter of time before it scratched again. And we also decided to remove the carpet from the bedrooms. Now, the front bedroom, where we call it Sophia's room, my granddaughter, because she stays in there most of the time. Like, she'll be in there almost the entire summer this summer, starting next week. It was in pristine condition because that is the second set of carpet that we had put in, as when the carpet that we put in when we built the house was replaced the year we got Indigo, so 2018. So that lasted 5 years. And then we bought the new carpet, and 3 dogs and light colored carpeting don't go well together. So I was deep shampooing every other month. And the more you shampoo it, the more the dirt sticks to it. And, it never fails. When a dog needs to puke in the middle of the night, they look for the carpet. And if the whole bedroom is carpet, that's what it is. Plus, you could see their marks. I mean, they don't take a bath every day. You could see their walk marks from into my bedroom and into my bathroom and the areas that they would lay. So we decided to remove the carpet. Now, I am a carpet in the bedroom kind of girl, so this has been a bit of a struggle for me. I've also learned that LVP feels different. I don't just mean in the feeling that it feels on the bottom of your feet, but I was speaking to somebody yesterday, and they said, well, you've lost the organic feel. And that's true. That's exactly what it is. So when I'm walking through my house, it's got an interesting feel. I love the color. It was a big to-do. It actually ended up, we got an estimate on a Tuesday, and they brought the samples in, and we decided on the samples, and then they had a cancellation for that very Friday and said, do you want to do it now? And I'm like, oh my God. I was thinking midsummer, where I had time to prepare. So we thought, we'll go ahead and do it. And it was a all-day Friday, all-day Saturday situation. But on Saturday, I noticed a problem. And the problem entailed the bedrooms, because the bedrooms had always had carpet in them. And we had a very thick pad underneath our carpet in our bed, especially in our bedroom. Both carpets, it was a nicer carpet. So when they took that out, there was a 3/4 of an inch drop from the hallway to my bedroom. And they're like, well, we can just put a transition over that. And it was like a dang ski slope. I'm like, this is not going to work. So It cost us a little more money, but I did have them pull up the floors from the 2 bedrooms, lay a secondary subfloor to bring the level up so that it would be level from the hallway to my bedroom and the hallway to the foyer and hallway to the front bedroom. So that would be one seamless transition. So that made it a 3 full days. They did take Sunday off, so we had a break in the middle, but that full Monday evening they finished, and my house was a wreck. Oh my word. I had to move everything. And I mean, it's the entire main living area of my house. You're talking closets, everything that's touching the floor in the closets, the pantry, everything. And another fun little ordeal was that when we had the house built, we had custom cabinetry built for the kitchen. And the floors had been laid first. So, and then the cabinets put on top. So you can't take out the old floor. You have to lay on top, and which is fine with LVP. It's a floating floor, so it worked. But it was a lot of little details because I have little cutouts all over the bottoms of my cabinets. They're not just square. So it took some craftsmanship, and they did a magnificent job. I was so pleased. I have not finished redoing painting the quarter round all the way through, and I do still need to paint my kitchen. And I'm just going to do one room at a time, but it's only been 2 weeks since we had the flooring installed, and there's only so much I can do and work. But during this period, I'll put in a picture of my beforehand. The staircase that was put in when we built the house, I never liked. I never felt like it fit my home. It had very narrow with little ball on top. It felt very country. I can remember having a kitchen table when my kids were little that had the same kind of legs, which is what they're called, newels. I called them posts, but they are called newels. I now know all the terms for staircases. But I never liked it, and it always seemed like such an easy fix, but we just never did it. Called a couple of companies, and they were several months out. And Adam's like, we need to do this now. If we're going to do this, because we also had you can't just change the floor, because our stairs are real maple wood that they had built to match the previous floor that we had built in. And they were stained to match those. And they were very, very slippery at the time, so we then had a carpet put over top. So they had to pull all the carpet out and sand down the entire wood step and restain them to a color that closer matches, what is this thing right here? Closer matches our new LVP. My goodness. It's raining. I've got hairspray in my hair, and it's been raining for, since God was a baby. So before they got busy with that, we had decided that we were going to do it. And my husband is a brilliant builder. I mean, he says he has no skills in this department, but he's so technical, he's so detail oriented that it was absolutely a project he could do. And I'm pretty good with paint. So I stripped down all of the white on the handrail. We reused the handrail. All of the old newels, which were the white posts that go down onto the steps, were pulled out. And in a 18-hour time frame, Adam was able to get the old newels out and the new ones put in, which was a big to do. I mean, there's a lot involved in cutting and making it stable, because it's a staircase and all of that. But what would have cost us probably about $7,000 having somebody else do it, we did it with $1,800. And I honestly, and I did all the painting afterwards. So he built it, I painted it. I truly think that had we hired somebody, we wouldn't have been as happy as we are with it, and we did that together. So that just feels, and when we still did that with working and everything. And then the painting, once they got most of the flooring put in, I did the second coating of paint while they were working on the floors. So it was kind of all done simultaneously, which made some other things change in here as well. Because as soon as the carpet came out of my bedroom, you know what, before I just run my mouth this entire time, let me just show you what I'm talking about, and then I'll show you in each room what also had to change. So I'm stuffy. I've been sick for 2 weeks. I feel better, but I'm still coughing and congestion and all that fun junk. So here are the new floors in the kitchen. And they're coming off much more yellow in the camera than they actually are. They're actually kind of a beige. They do have a warm tone to them. I wanted to keep the warmth. But what I was talking about are these rounded edges because it goes up and underneath there like it's a cabinet setting on it. And then in our island has all these little angles and whatnot. So thankfully it was just the kitchen that they had to do because we kept the tile in the bathrooms. But so that, there's my go-go. Say hi. So I just had a bath and got groomed and mommy did it. And there's my my Jaxie Bear. Say hi. Where's your ball? Let me get your ball. And there's my Dextermeister. So anyway, here is the view from the living room into the kitchen. It's overcast, so I apologize for the lighting. So the only thing that changed in the kitchen was the flooring. Same with this hallway. The living room, I think it's a better representation of what the colors actually look like. We kept the same rug and everything. The only thing that's changed in here is we changed the curtains out. We got 2 panels on each side with a sheer down the middle and raised them up significantly. They're 96-inch curtains now rather than the 84. So it's an extra foot going up, but I think wow, it's dark. I feel like it brings your eye up the wall a bit. And the only other change in here was I had these metal lamps that were kind of cold. I was looking to warm up the room a little bit. And so these new lamps came. Funny story on those. We went shopping around for lamps. I went multiple places and then I brought Adam back to Haverty's, Ashley, and we went to Rooms to Go. And at Ashley, they told us, even though they had these lamps, they had like 9 of them in store. They said, well, you can't buy them flat out. You have to special order them. And I'm like, okay, well, how long will that take? I'm not sure. She says, well, maybe check online and maybe they could ship to you faster. Well, I went to their website. They were cheaper on their website than they were. No, they were cheaper in their store than they were on their website. And she says, well, the prices just haven't changed here yet. And I'm like, okay. So I just checked Amazon because I'm really trying not to just specifically shop Amazon anymore, but that seems to be difficult to do. And there they were, sure enough, on Amazon for the store price rather than the website price, still shipped and sold by Ashley Furniture, and I got them in 2 days. So, because I told her, the biggest thing was, they have no return policy. So if you buy them from Ashley Furniture in store or online, you keep them. And I said, well, what if I get them to my house and I don't like how they look? She says, don't know what to tell you. Amazon, you get free returns. So anyway, they're still metal because I have dogs, but they I'm really having an issue with that word, but I think they go good with my living room and it kind of cozies it up a little bit. All right, so here is what I'm most impressed with our skills. Indigo's trying to show you too. These white posts used to be these little skinny newels, and the one in the middle only came up to the handrail. This handrail was one solid handrail all the way up, so he had to cut it in the middle there to make that go up, and then there's 2 up top. On top of that, these are new, but this is, if you put these on when you first build your staircase, you can get them for about $1 a piece. But because you can't take them apart, you literally have to completely deconstruct the entire staircase. We had to find a company that made them in 2 pieces that go together, which makes them $5 a piece. So that's where part of the money was spent on this. Let me turn on this light. That didn't do any good. It's just really overcast right now. So here is the end result of my staircase. And I put a story on my Instagram of the before and after. And to me, it is a magnificent improvement to just the whole living area. It makes it feel more to scale to my living room, because I have very high ceilings. I think they're 20 feet or something like that. But I'm much happier with it. Now the stain on the real wood is not exactly matching the floor, but it's close enough that you can't really tell. But it's real wood compared to LVP. So foyer stayed the same. Dining room stayed the same. It's just, it's still got the new floors, but everything in here had to move. We did take out the carpet from this bedroom. So it's now from the foyer into the bedroom. We did add a new rug to make it comfortable for Sophia. But this is the spare bedroom. Sorry if I'm not turning on the lights. Then I gotta go back behind me. But now it's a seamless transition through the hallway. This is when you're going into the bathroom, you have the transition. That's gray tile. It's coming up yellow on the camera, but it's actually gray tile. I don't know how to make it look any better. This bathroom is ivory and black and brown. And gray floors. So, and then into my bedroom, which for me was the most dramatic because that was cream colored carpet. Here is the after. The first couple of nights we slept with no rug. I ordered, this is a new, ruggable in an 8x10 with the Supreme pad underneath it. But the room still sounded hollow, echoey, or like when the TV was on, it sounded like a tin can and I couldn't stand it. So we did repaint the walls, which may get done again, a lighter color. This was the same color that was in here before, but the fresh paint made it look darker. And we added curtains on all of the windows, which is not something we've had in here ever before. There's never been curtains in this room. And I did downsize. I got rid of the big chunky mirror that was here. This is where the dog beds stack during the day and then they lay out on the floor at night. But this is kind of a champagne color. But it's a foot narrower than the other one so that it's not so heavy on that wall. So let me spin without making you sick. But I'm better with it now. I'm still getting used to the way that it feels. It doesn't feel like hardwood does. And that's the only struggle I'm having. But the curtains going up and the rug being put down no longer makes the room sound tinny or echoey. And then we also pulled the carpet because we had carpet in our closet. So I got a matching 4x6 rug. Now, it's funny, this is looking orange and it's the same color as the rest of the house. But this rug matches the one that's in the bedroom, but this is in a 4x6 and they're both ruggables. This one, however, has the Supreme pad as well as the upgraded rug itself. So it's really squishy. I'm really pleased with it. So, yeah, even Indigo looks orange. Do you look orange? So that's what we've been doing for the last few weeks. Again, I think this room is probably going to get lightened up in color, but we did all the painting. We painted all the baseboards and the quarter round in here. I have to paint the quarter round in the rest of the house because it's all brand new quarter round. So I'm going to live with this for a while. I like the fact that the curtains kind of match the walls. They kind of blend in, but bring your eye up. And I do have some furniture that I'm thinking about, new bedroom furniture. I've got it saved in a cart, but I'm not going to do it quite yet. This was a whole lot more money than we anticipated, so I think I'm going to hold off and maybe that'll be next year's project. Because once a year, we kind of do a refresh of something. Last year, it was new refrigerator, new washer and dryer. I feel like a whole lot of other stuff. And then, you know, the curtains in here bring your eyes up the wall too. So it feels different. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I'm still getting used to the way the floors feel. But I mean, even going into my pantry, let's see. I don't know, make the pantry look bigger. It made the pantry look bigger. So I'm pretty pleased. I'll get used to it. It'll feel normal, but it's going to hold up to animals. And I will never not have fur babies in my house. So, and they can get sideways on it now. It's waterproof. It's scratch resistant. I mean, it's not scratch proof. Nothing is scratch proof. You drop a pair of scissors on it, you're probably going to gouge the floor. But I'm happy with it. Are you happy with it, Dexter? The first night that we got the furniture, that we were sleeping with the hardwood floor, before they had laid the floor on that Friday, it was the next Saturday, that next day, that I told them to pull it back up. That first night that we slept in the room with a hard floor, Jax puked twice. So it kind of was a reminder as to why, even though I was really struggling with the way that it felt and the way that it sounded in the room, some soft furnishings around it helps with that. But it reminded me why we did it, because I wasn't up at 3 o'clock in the morning shampooing carpet. And yes, we were those people that if the dog puked or something happened in the middle of the night, it was an immediate get out the shampoo or do it before the stain sets. And so we have multiple times over the last 4 years shampooed carpets at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's not fun to do. This was a quick wipe, sanitize, and we're done. So, yeah, that's what we've been up to. Oh, and I also didn't mention that during the time when Adam had to leave, he had to go out of town for a couple of days. So I was here with the dogs, with a house full of people, destroying the floors and trying to get the house back in order. It took forever. The dust was everywhere. It was absolutely everywhere. But I'm happy with the end result. It's going to be easier to keep clean. It's just going to take some time to get used to the feeling of it. Onto another subject. This is the last week before Sophia comes to stay with us for the summer. I do have to work the rest of this week. I'm off today. I'm actually got an appointment at 1:45. I have to leave here in about 30 minutes. But I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film having Sophia. She is going to be in camp multiple weeks out of the year. I think we scheduled a camp for her every other week of the summer, so she wasn't just hanging out at work with me. And with this way, it'll give us every other week to spend time in the pool. She can always swim in the evenings. Adam's got the pool all go. He had to install a new salt generator. This is the third one we've had since we put the pool in 9.5 years ago. But I showed you in the last vlog that we might have lost a palm tree. Something's growing on it. So it may not be dead. So we're going to hold off on replacing that, because if he doesn't come back right, we're getting a new one. But the rest of them are doing well. My tomato plants are growing well. In fact, let's go out on the back porch real quick. You guys want to go out back? You want to go out back? You want to go out back? Let's go. Oh. He gets really excited. Come on. It's not raining right now. It's just super overcast. You want to go out here, guys? So here's the one tomato plant that I planted. I need to cut some of this off, but I have a little baby tomato happening right there. And I've got quite a few blooms. So there's another baby tomato. I don't know if I'm right there. Oh, there's one right there. And I need to go down to my garden and take a look and see how that's doing. But today, the high, it's what my whole point of this was, the high is 74. The high is 74. We were at 90. I'm sorry, 64. The high today is 64. And it's cool. It's like we're going to have, the pool water's going to go under again, or go under, listen to me. The pool water's going to drop in temperature, and Sophia's going to want to be in there next week. We did pull back those sago palms, but look, I've got a pineapple. He's coming back. That one's going to take a little bit longer. Let me show you my pindo palm. I need to bring my umbrellas out here, but we've had some pretty wicked windstorms. I don't know if you can see, there's one green thing coming up. This actually makes a berry that you can make into a jam that's edible, and that's shooting up. So there has to be something alive left in it, so we're gonna wait and see. We've had a ridiculous amount of rain. I mean, it just, every day for the last week it's rained. I've been sick. Oh, I haven't seen it from the outside. This is what it looks like from my outside windows. You can't see in anymore. That's bizarre. And they moved the rug when they got all excited. They'll stay here so I can fix the rug. These, I was going to mention this. Last year, I wanted to get a new rug for my living room. I had a Ruggable and decided to try to save a little bit of money. I bought one off of Amazon that said that it was washable. I think it was called a real life rug. It looked great. Still, that's what those are real life rugs. It also said that they were non-slip. They are not non-slip. In any capacity, they are not non-slip. And my dogs are so rough. Those were actually tacked down with the rug carpet, the little things to keep it from the carpet from moving. He still moves it. But the idea behind a Ruggable is being able to peel it up and throw it in your own washing machine. And I usually hang it over the back deck to dry and then put it back down. So we pulled up the real life rug. It doesn't fit in the washing machine at all. You cannot get it in. So we took it outside, we cleaned an area off on the driveway, and we pressure washed the rug with we did Dawn dish soap and then pressure washed that in. And then he used a driveway, there's an attachment for our pressure washer that cleans your driveway. It's a big circle like a plate, it does. And then, because it was soaking wet, it weighed so much. It was hard for both of us to pick it up. We had to bring out ladders and buckets and stuff and make a tent in my driveway for hours and hours and hours because we could not lift it from the driveway and walk it through the backyard, up the stairs, onto my deck. So once it was close to being dry, which was like 6 to 8 hours, and thank God it didn't rain, we took it on the back porch and let it finish drying before we brought it back in. The next time and then he went online and says, well, they say it's washable, but you have to put it in your car, take it up to a laundromat. Who's going to do that? Who's going to put a nasty, dirty rug in their vehicle and then go spend God knows how many hours at a laundromat laundering a rug? That is not the point of this. So, I mean, maybe if it was a 4x6, maybe a 5x7. But if you're looking at an 8x10, yeah, it's not going to work. So the next time I get rugs, I'm going back to Ruggable again. They have increased their options, their sizes, their textures, everything, and I really like the quality of them. So I spend a little extra money on them, but it's completely worthwhile because you peel it back and I can put the entire 8x10 into my washing machine. The rug that I have in my bedroom, that's an 8x10. I almost went with a 9x12. I still think it would have a 9x12. I would have been happier with it, but I'm fine with the 8x10. Maybe one day I'll go bigger. I just didn't want it to be the entire room because it was not easy to get underneath that bed because that is a Tempur-Pedic adjustable bed, and we had to have Emily and Connor over here. Connor and Adam lifted the bed while Emily and I grabbed and moved, and so it's when I go to clean it, it's going to be a little more difficult, but I think I can peel it up from underneath the bed and then we'll figure out how to lay it back down again. I just asked Connor and Emily if they'd come over twice a year and help me, and they said yes. So a 9x12 would have been even more difficult, but I think it's good. I'm happy that it doesn't have that tin canny sound when we're watching TV at night because it was echoing off the walls and it just sounded not like home. It felt like it was not my room. So now it's feeling more like my room. It's weird to have curtains on the walls. It's weird to not step onto carpet. And he's like, well, why do you want a rug? And I'm like, well, because I don't like stepping out onto the hard floor. My feet are cold year round. And, granted, I can go into the bathroom in the middle of the night. I still have to walk across the hard floor. But at least when you first get out of the bed, you've got the rug to step on. And the dog's like, Jax's favorite ball is this really hard purple ball that he swings around the house. And he doesn't like it on the hard floors. It bangs. And that's enough carpet. He goes in there and drops it on the floor and gets all riled up about that ball. So he's okay. And they have their beds, so they don't have to sleep on the hardwood floor. Although Jax seems to be enjoying that because it's really cool and he's got a lot of hair. So, but I also don't want him to have bad hips. So I want him to be on his, what are they called that I have? I can't remember what they were. Their beds were ridiculously expensive, but they're supposed to last a lifetime. They have washable covers, which we just did. But they're great for hips and joints, and I can't remember the name of them. Sorry. But yeah, so the bedding that's on my bed, I bought that from Pottery Barn back in February, and I like the neutrals, but it felt, the way I tried to explain it to Adam is that, I like the bedding, but once we got rid of the carpet, the softness of the room kind of disappeared, and I felt like I was missing the femininity part, and I think that the rug and the curtains, without making it feminine, softened the room so that we both feel at home there. And the poor guy, we did the curtains all day this past Saturday, and it was a big to-do because those rooms had never had curtains, and we had to measure because it was 96 inches. We wanted them to just barely be off the ground. I know that there's like a trendy, to have your curtains puddle the ground. Yeah, not with hairy dogs. I'm not going to do that here. I want them lifted off a little bit. Not to mention, I have a robot vacuum that vacuums all of that. I don't want them sucking up the ends of the curtains. So that is what we have been up to for the last, besides work and all of that, that's what we've been up to for the last few weeks. And it's been, today is Tuesday. Seriously, it's been 2 weeks today since we put the floors in. Let me look at my receipt. I have my receipt right here. So I want to see exactly when we did this. That's a lot of change in 2 weeks. There's no date on it. Oh, May 2nd. So maybe May 2nd is when we signed the contract. Let me just look at my calendar. Maybe it's been 3 weeks. It's all running together. May 2nd is when we signed the contract. May 5th is when the flooring started. They finished on May 8th. We did the staircase from the 3rd to the 4th. And we've been doing curtains and rugs. So yeah, it's been we finished on Saturday. So it was 2.5 weeks start to finish for that much of a change. And even though there's a lot of changes in here, my favorite is the staircase by far. And my husband did that. I mean, that was a project that I painted it, but he did all the construction, all the demolition. I was just blown away by the before and after of what an 18-hour span. You know, and I mean, I'm just saying he started and 18 hours later he was done. He did sleep, so it wasn't like he worked 18 hours straight. I'm just blown away. To me, it is such a major difference. And during the holidays when we did parties and stuff, I was always trying to put decorations on there just to make it look better. It just always seems so flimsy for this giant room. And I'm so happy with it. He did such a good job, and he's so detail oriented. It could not have been done better if we had hired a professional company to come out and do it. It could. So apparently I have been talking too long, and the maximum amount of time for the recording at one time, I went past that, so it hung up on me. It cut me off. How long have I been talking? I don't feel like it's been that long. But anyway, I wanted to show you a couple more things. So Mother's Day was really nice around here. Emily and Connor cooked dinner for me and Adam, and for Carl and Donna, which is Connor's mom and dad. So it was a nice dinner, completely gluten-free. It was so good, and I got to choose what we're having. These are almost 2 weeks old, but here are the sunflowers that I'm still getting to enjoy from her. And then the next day, my son and my granddaughter came over, and my son had this made for me. It says, "I love you, Mom." And that's what Billy would look like as a cartoon character, and that's what I would look like as a cartoon character. And it is a personalized, Happy Mother's Day and this Love Billy. I don't know if you can see that. But each page is like a story with memories that he's got from his childhood, that even in the back of the book, it has my name. So what a neat, thoughtful, forever gift. I love the fact that my kids take the time to think, to do something that matters so much. I mean, like for my birthday with Emily, which was last month, she took me the entire day, she spent the entire day with me, the Atlanta Botanical Gardens. And it was just this memory it was such an amazing day. We had funny things happen. We laughed all day long. Oh my God. I have gems for kids. So, all right, guys. Well, that is my update. I can't think of anything else that I've gotten. I mean, I've done a few purchases of, a couple things of makeup, a couple pieces of clothing, but I don't do the boxes and stuff that I used to. And because I don't do the boxes and stuff that I used to, I had extra money to be able to do the things I wanted to my house. So, yeah, I mean, I think and I've done a lot of purging. We have a local thing, I've mentioned this before, that we can sell through a Facebook thing for local women in our area, and they kind of bid on it. And I've gotten rid of a bunch of clothes, a bunch of makeup that I didn't use, the old lamps that were in my living room, just things that I don't want. I snap them within 24 hours. Someone's bought it from you. So you may not be getting $100 from it, but it's not cluttering up your house. And you're getting something for it. Some things, some areas we donated a bunch of stuff. We just took it and donated it, especially like the closet where my granddaughter sleeps. That was full of her baby toys and stuff. I kept what was important, the things that could be used possibly in the future, and donated the rest. The linen closet upstairs, that thing has been a thorn in my side for years. I mean, it was so bad. You'd shove something in and just slam the doors and try to keep it from popping back open again. A couple of weeks ago, I just went ham through that and got rid of a whole bunch of stuff in there. And now you can see exactly what we have, and I will only grab what I need and keep what I need in there. So, and like I mentioned to Adam, every closet right now I open up, and it's the only caveat to that is I do want to go through my shirts. I've already done my jeans, my sweaters, all the hanging shirts that are in my closet. I want to go through because there's quite a few things in there I just don't like, and they hang and hang and hang, and they just take up space. I'm just going to go through them. But I did pants not too long ago and gave one of my coworkers an entire trash bag full of pants and jeans and stuff. So I feel like I've gone through and organized and decluttered. Even my pantry, I did that. Everything feels so tidy right now, and I'm loving it. it. And I'm glad I got it all taken care of before Sophia comes to stay with us so that I can focus on playing with her, spending time in the pool with her. And it's going to be busy taking her to and from camp and that type of thing. So yeah, it's about summer. It doesn't feel like it, being 64, overcast and raining off and on. But yeah, so that is my life update, what's been going on right now. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you have any critiques or, something that you think is, I guess one of the things that I have noticed is that my house doesn't have a lot of color. Emily and I talked about that, but years gone by, I would decorate with the house with the things that I could afford. And I kind of like my neutral palette here because like every holiday that I want to put something out, I can. Everything that's so neutral, it doesn't clash. It's not like I've got a color theme and then all of a sudden I'm putting red and green up or something, and it kind of clashes. Everything, I can just change flowers or throw pillows or blankets or whatnot, and it just goes with every room. So that's why I've chosen not to change the colors of my walls. Part of me is like, should I have gotten something with a little more color in my rug for my bedroom? So it might seem a little boring to some people, but it seems peaceful to me. I can decorate organically with flowers and plants, and you know what I mean? So, I do in the foyer, I do have some faux flowers that are bright and cheerful, and then I have the sunflowers here in the kitchen. But I didn't purposely go out and pick everything in a neutral tone. I bought the things that I gravitated towards that I liked, and it just happened to be that my whole house ended up being a neutral. So anyway, so if that is your critique, that's just, I guess everybody has a different color palette, and mine is neutral tones virtually all the way through my house. My couches used to be off-white. They were a microfiber off-white. Those we bought 4 years ago. These are Lazy Boy, and we went with leather because you're constantly cleaning microfiber, and these you just wipe down and you're good to go. So I feel like everything I've picked out now was a purpose behind it. I don't just shop to bring stuff in. I go out, and Emily and I were talking about this the other day. Yes, your eye catches things and you're like, ooh, I really, really like that. I immediately go, where would that work in my home? Where would I put that? Would it seem cluttered? Is it too much? And so I found that I'm shopping a whole lot less. And when I do spend bigger money, it's on bigger projects like this. So anyway, I know I have talked your head off. I hope you guys are all having a very happy day. I hope you're ready for summer. I hope you had a good Mother's Day. Adam's birthday was last week. We took all the kids to Thai food, and all of them had never had Thai food before, and most of them loved it. So, and I guess I will check in with you guys at another time. See ya.